So, as you and me know, it's all about the games, yes? A console or a platform is nothing without the games. And let's just say that Microsoft is cooking in the last half of 2024 because coming up, we have Flight Simulator 2024. This game would be coming out tomorrow, November 19th, and this version of Flight Simulator is proving to be one of the best, iterations out yet. Wow, Flight Simulator. We also have Stalker 2. This game would be released on the 20th of November, which is the day after. And I know everyone is looking forward to Stalker 2. Now, Stalker 2 is so anticipated that it has, reached number 2 on the Steam best-selling charts, and soon after it reached the number 1 spot. Wow. As you can see in the gameplay here, Stalker 2 is a visual masterpiece. In addition to that, we are seeing that this game is going to bring a lot of action and a lot of, new game mechanics into this genre. Yes, Sony fans love to say that Xbox Game Pass don't have quality games. Well, that argument is thrown out of the door as they see Stalker 2. But in addition to Stalker 2 and Flight Simulator, look at the games that we could look forward to in the next, let's say, 4 months. Wow. Such quality, such value for your money if you are on Game Pass. I mean, Xbox fans are eating the bone, we are eating the gristle, everything.
I do eat the bone though, but I'm talking about my TV.
So what was different about that day?
I eat the guasa.
The bone was fresh.
I eat the bone, the guasa, all that.
Yes, we are eating everything. On the other hand, Sony fans are eating this. Yes, you are seeing right. The PlayStation community only have that game and some other VR games coming to the PlayStation 5 for the remaining year. They have no good first-party exclusive or no other third-party deal coming for the remaining of the year. They just have that trumpet game. They will be basically blowing their trumpets as the end of the year comes. So what we're going to talk about today, we are going to talk about how the PlayStation fandom, they really want to walk into PlayStation office and do this. Wait, what? Why these guys want to do Sony that? Well, we'll find out exactly why. These guys are very angry with Sony. We'll also look at a new rumor. Somebody in the gaming industry is saying that they had a chance to see just the beginning of a Fable, and guess what? It's looking really, really good. So let's look at all these topics and more. So you know what? Let's get it!
This is a sickness!
Let's get it! So before we continue the video, guys, do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. No doubt your like and your subscription would help the channel out. So do me a favor and do that. Of course, you get the best Xbox content at this side of YouTube. In addition to that, we give you a little Nintendo and of course the sweet Sony Pony Salt. Woo! Yeah, so do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button today. Now let's get back to the video. First up, let's talk about Microsoft games. We know that Microsoft right now, currently, they are cooking. In addition to the games that we would have spoken about earlier in this video, we know that Microsoft has so many games coming. Look at this list of the games coming to the Xbox platform and to Game Pass. I mean, it is just a smorgasbord of games. But one of those games that had fans very interested since it was last shown was Fable. Persons are wondering, is Fable delayed? How is it going? Did they restart the game? How Fable is going? Well, we have the answer, guys. We have the answer. Listen to this insider as he makes the claim that he did see Fable and it's looking not just good, but real good.
I very recently, saw some alpha gameplay footage from Fable. I have no idea when it was from. I don't know if it was earlier in development. I don't know if it was recent. I don't know if it's something they're going to show off soon, but it looked fantastic, man. It looked fucking fantastic. Okay, so you can tell that this game has CD Projekt Red DNA. So the developers, Playground Games, they picked up a bunch of developers for CD Projekt Red, and I believe they picked up the combat designer.
I mean, you could hear the joy in Jez's, voice when he talks about Fable, the new Fable that is coming out. And he noticed what he also mentioned that, Microsoft is not playing. Microsoft is getting some of the best developers in the industry to work on Fable. We are talking about developers from CD Projekt Red, The Witcher. So this game is going to be good. I remember that the Sony fans were saying that this game was cancelled, this game was rebooted, Microsoft don't know what they are doing, and then boom, Microsoft would have dropped the trailer on them, and now we are seeing that here what? According to Jez, this game is looking phenomenal. Wow.
And you can kind of tell, I'm not saying it's 100% one-to-one with Witcher, because it's not, right? But you can kind of tell that melee combat, the sort of the pirouettes and the dodging and the dodge rolling and the seamless, hack and slash into an execution, which looks really, really cool. All that stuff is there. It looks super polished, it looks super good. And if this was early gameplay, then it probably looks even better now than from what I was shown. And beyond that, there was also there was a lot of mixing, a bit like Geralt. And again, it's not one-to-one with Geralt, so don't think that. But there was also mixing in of different weapon types. So there was pulling out a bow and arrow, and also dropping spells. I saw a spell that was lifting up a group of dudes off the ground and slamming them, almost.
I think there was a spell like that briefly in the last trailer. He's lifted something up and then she slammed it down. Yeah.
Oh right, okay. Well, I also saw some enemies. I saw a giant chicken, for example.
Of course, gotta have chicken in Fable.
Yeah, giant chicken. So I kind of thought cockatrice kind of thing, but it actually it looked like a chicken. That sort of comedic angle, but also not. It looked like a dangerous and scary chicken, dude. And also I saw a werewolf. There was a scene where they lure a werewolf with bacon and eggs and sausages in a saucepan. I was going to say chips, but they basically cook a werewolf a full English breakfast to lure it out of its lair. Is kind of the impression that I got there. But yeah, it looked really great, man. The combat looked really tight. I also saw a variety of weapons. I saw a big mallet thing, which was, was being used to swing around, hit multiple enemies at once. It looked super good, super tight, and my hype level.
Same.
Yes, according to Jez, Fable is looking really, really good. So we can look forward to Fable coming to the Xbox platform and to Game Pass. So imagine this. Imagine all the games that I would have stated coming to Game Pass. And in addition to that, we get Fable sometime next year. We are getting to play this game on Game Pass. We don't have to spend that extra 60 or 70 bucks for this game. And a matter of fact, all our blockbuster games currently, Sony fans would be paying for it. Yes, Sony fans, by they purchasing these games, would be paying for all these blockbuster games coming to Game Pass. Wow. What a time to be a gamer. Now, when this game would be released, I'm hearing that Microsoft is going to have a showcase soon, and they most likely would show off more gameplay of Fable and new games as well. Let me know what you think about everything that was just said there in the comment sections below. Next up, let's talk about our old friend Jeff Keighley. Yes, Jeff Pony Keighley. he would have just released the candidates for his Game of the Year, and let's just say it's underwhelming to believe that a DLC could come in there, but one of the most graphically impressive games for the year, Hellblade 2, could not even get nominated for Best Art Design. I mean, it's very clear now that Jeff Keighley is clearly a pony, but it is what it is. This is what Jeff Keighley is going to, battle out for the Game of the Year. Let's see what happens when it comes to, I believe the Game of the Year is on the 12th. Let's see what happens on the 12th this year. And finally, let's talk about why the PlayStation community, they are disgruntled with Sony at this moment. You see, when Mark Sony came out with the PlayStation 5 Pro, he sold it and he touted it like if this console was only going to give you, for the minimum, 60 FPS and the highest visual fidelity one could get. But it just so happened that even some older games are bringing, the three pillars that Mark Sony would have talked about to their knees, because here we have Star Wars Outlaw, and notice what Digital Foundry says about Star Wars Outlaw and what the so-called PSSR is doing to that game. Listen.
They've changed that up, but have they also introduced things like PSSR? What's that image quality like in the performance mode?
Yeah, they have. It's interesting. First of all, the other visual settings outside of the ray tracing do appear to be the same as before. You have similar foliage draw, similar shadows, but the real key change here, outside of the RT, is the addition of PSSR in this title. Because they have added PSSR in this game, in the performance mode, and image quality, unfortunately, it's really not good with PSSR in this title.
I beg your damn pardon. See the camera. It's a camera and a microphone.
If you look at this side by side, for instance, you can see just how unstable the game appears now with PSSR in the performance mode. I would personally go as far as to say it looks dramatically worse than the old performance mode here.
Damn! I'm sorry.
Which after the patch last September with FSR, was not that offensive looking. It was not too bad. It was basically okay, especially from a normal viewing distance on a large format television. It's just super unstable. It sort of reminds me of like XeSS with more heavy upscale factors, where there's a kind of low-level instability to the image with kind of machine learning-based upscale artifacts everywhere. In terms of resolution numbers, I think PSSR is upsampling to 1800p, while the old performance mode was going to 1440p, which is partially based on the description in the settings menu and in EA's PR on this game,
right,
which says they're upscaling to 1800p, but it's not resolving 1800p worth of detail. Now, EA says it's upscaling from 1200p to 1800p. Unfortunately, in my testing, that was not the case. It's actually about 900p on average.
Wait. Stop the press. Are you telling me after they would have touted this console to giving you, the best visuals, the best FPS, that this game is being upscaled from 900p? Wow. Are you guys hearing this? Are you guys hearing that the PlayStation, the PSSR is, making games worse because it is automatically applying to these games? How there is no PlayStation fan talking about things like this? Wow.
But there is some pretty severe dynamic resolution scaling. So the lowest number I got was below 720p. The highest number I got was well above 1080p. Yeah. So it's very variable.
That is very variable, and it's also, I'm sure.
I'd also say here with PSSR, I did some pixel counts, which I'll show you right now. And actually with PSSR, it's almost identical across the 4 shots I tested to the old version with FSR2 and on PS5. But it is one shot counted at a higher resolution, but in general, it's about the same. And
yes, there you have it. Digital Foundry themselves is saying that the PlayStation 5 Pro is running some games worse than even the PlayStation 5. Well, some Sony fans ain't taking this lying down. Listen to this article as it explains how Sony fans are feeling about all this mishaps when it comes to the performance and how the game looks on the PlayStation 5 Pro.
PS5 Pro owners complain that some Pro-enhanced games look worse. Silent Hill 2 and Star Wars Jedi Survivor reportedly have issues due to the PS5 Pro's upscaling tech. Some PlayStation 5 Pro owners have been reporting that certain games actually look worse on the console. Reports are suggesting that Silent Hill 2 and Star Wars Jedi Survivor, two games that are marked as PS5 Pro Enhanced on the PlayStation Store, actually perform worse in their enhanced versions than they did on the base PS5 console. Players on the Silent Hill 2 Reddit page have been complaining for more than a week that even though the game is apparently PS5 Pro Enhanced, it still has options for quality and performance graphics options. It's claimed that quality mode still runs at 30 frames per second with no noticeable improvement, while performance mode now has an odd shimmering effect on some surfaces. It's been suggested that the shimmering may be a result of the PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution (PSSR) upscaling technology used by the PS5 Pro, and that it's working incorrectly with this particular game. One video shows the player switching to performance mode mid-game, which immediately makes the shimmering effect appear, most notably on the puddles and trees. Showing a side-by-side video of the game running in performance mode on PS5 and PS5 Pro, Digital Foundry notes clear shimmering present in the latter. If you look at this side-by-side, you can see just how unstable the game appears now with PSSR in the performance mode, Digital Foundry's Oliver Mackenzie says in the video. I would personally go as far as to say it looks dramatically worse than the old performance mode here. Mackenzie notes that Jedi Survivor had numerous patches before the release of PS5 Pro, and that it had reached a point where its performance mode was not that offensive looking. It was basically not too bad, it was basically okay, especially from a normal viewing distance on a large television. Mackenzie suggested that the issue is almost certainly down to the way PSSR upscales the image. Like other upscaling algorithms, PSSR takes a game's existing rendered image and uses machine learning to attempt to fill in the missing details and present the game at a higher resolution. The issue with this is that if the rendered image has a low level of detail, or something with an intricate, non-repeating pattern which could confuse the AI upscaler, such as a road surface or foliage, the upscaled results could be different in each frame, resulting in the shimmering effect. It's not yet clear whether these issues will be patched, or whether the problem has to be fixed at a game level or a system level. Silent Hill 2 players on the game's Reddit page are becoming impatient at the apparent lack of acknowledgement from Konami or Sony on the issue. I am totally fine if a patch or fix for the extremely obvious Pro issues is not ready, or is perhaps weeks away even, user time did reverse wrote. I'm not unreasonable in expecting immediate fixes on a new console. But I think what is reasonable to be irked about is the total lack of communication from both Sony and Bloober team regarding 1. Acknowledgement of issues, 2. Acknowledgement that said issues are being reviewed, addressed, 3. If known, some form of ETA on addressing the issues, and 4. Making it clear whether this game is currently PS5 Pro Enhanced, as the tag says on the store.
So there you have it. Sony is selling a console that is saying that here what it's able to enhance these games, make it look better, make it run better, and it's clearly not doing that. Again, just as the user is saying here, this is false advertising. The PlayStation 5 Pro is clearly a scam when it comes to certain games. Now let me hear what you think about all of this. We spoke about a lot, and we saw a lot of things happening there with Sony. Let me know about it in the comment sections below. Don't forget guys to like and subscribe for more videos. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.